Have you ever wondered what might happen if you use just one sentence that could change everything in your life? Today, I'm going to share something that might seem too simple to be true, yet has changed thousands of lives around the world. A single affirmation used with the right intention can create such a powerful shift that you'll be truly shocked by what starts unfolding in your life. This isn't about mindlessly repeating words for weeks or months. It's about understanding and using a specific statement that aligns your mind, heart, and energy field in one powerful moment. Many people spend years trying to attract what they want: better relationships, more money, improved health. But often they're working against their own subconscious patterns. What if the solution be simpler than you ever imagined? What if changing your life doesn't require endless effort, but just one focused moment of alignment? The affirmation we'll explore today has transformed countless lives because of its simple yet profound power. But we're going to go beyond just repeating words. We'll dive deep into how and why it works on multiple levels: mental, emotional, and even quantum. By the end of this video, you'll understand why so many people were shocked by what happened after using this simple but deep statement. You'll learn when and how exactly to use it for maximum effect, and why traditional advice about affirmations may be missing the most important element. Are you ready to discover how one sentence used with full awareness and intention can open doors you've been knocking on for years? Let's begin this journey together and prepare to be amazed by how quickly everything can start coming to you with ease. Before we dive deeper, subscribe to the channel, and if you're ready to welcome ease in all areas of your life starting today, type in the comments, "Everything comes to me with ease." This simple act of publicly declaring your intention can be the first step in your transformation. Words have always held extraordinary power throughout human history. Every civilization has acknowledged this power, from ancient mantras to modern psychology. When you speak, you're not just pushing air through your vocal cords. You're sending out vibrations that affect both your inner world and your environment. Have you ever noticed how some words feel heavy in your mouth while others seem to instantly lift your mood? That power increases exponentially when you combine words with clear intention. Think about the difference between "I'll try" and "I will." One carries doubt, the other confidence. The words we choose literally program our nervous system, teaching it to look for evidence that supports what we say. When you declare something with conviction, your brain activates what scientists call the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information and decides what you notice in your surroundings. But the impact goes beyond perception. The vibration of your words influences your energy field, which in turn affects how people and situations respond to you. Have you ever been around someone whose energy just felt good? Someone who seemed to attract positive outcomes effortlessly? That's not a coincidence. It's the result of their inner dialogue creating a specific energetic signature. The affirmation, "Everything comes to me with ease," works on multiple levels. On the surface, it's a simple statement. But when spoken with awareness and emotion, it begins to dismantle deeply rooted beliefs, such as that success must be hard or that struggle is necessary. This belief is so widespread that most people don't even realize they carry it. Words shape your reality because they shape your expectations, and your expectations determine what you allow yourself to receive. When you believe something is impossible or must be difficult, you subconsciously create obstacles. But when you open yourself to the possibility of ease, you remove those barriers. This isn't magical thinking. It's about aligning your conscious words with your subconscious expectations. It's about creating coherence between what you say you want and what you're actually ready to receive. And sometimes, all it takes is one moment of perfect alignment, one powerful declaration, to change everything. The affirmation at the core of today's discussion is deceptively simple. Everything comes to me with ease. Just 6 words, yet when used with the right intention, they can dramatically change your perception of reality. What makes this phrase so powerful? And why does it produce such extraordinary results when many other affirmations don't? The key lies in both what it affirms and what it rejects. By declaring that things come to you with ease, you simultaneously reject deeply rooted cultural programming that says success must come through struggle. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if it's too easy, it must not be valuable, or I need to earn good things through suffering? This statement directly challenges those limiting beliefs. When you say, everything comes to me with ease, you're not being lazy or unrealistic. You're acknowledging that the natural state of life is flow, not resistance. Think about it. Your heart beats effortlessly. Trees grow toward the sun without strain. Rivers flow to the ocean without force. Nature doesn't struggle. It follows the path of least resistance. And you, as part of nature, can align with that same principle. This affirmation functions on different levels. Practically, it helps you notice opportunities that might otherwise go unseen. When you're no longer fixated on struggle as the only path, you become open to simpler solutions. Emotionally, it creates a sense of relaxed allowing. Anxiety and tension block not only your muscles, but also your perception. When you expect hardship, you brace for it, mentally and physically. But when you affirm ease, your body relaxes, your mind clears, and you become more receptive. Let's look at how this might show up in real life. Say you're facing financial difficulties. The traditional response might be worry, overwork, or sacrificing well-being. But after using this affirmation with sincere feeling, you might notice unexpected opportunities appear. A conversation leads to a new client, a forgotten refund shows up, or you discover a more efficient way to manage your finances. Or consider relationships, an area where many people struggle. By affirming that communication with others is easy, you may find yourself speaking more authentically, drawing in people who appreciate you for who you truly are. Difficult conversations become easier when you don't expect conflict. What truly makes this affirmation transformative is not how often you say it, but the quality of your attention and feeling when you say it. Said once, with full conviction in a moment of true alignment between your conscious mind and your deeper self, it can spark a chain reaction of positive change. Can you remember a time when one decisive thought changed everything for you? This affirmation is designed to create that kind of turning point. To understand why it can create such deep changes, we need to explore how it affects both your brain and your energy system. The human brain is incredibly adaptive, a quality scientists call neuroplasticity. Every thought you think literally creates neural pathways, and the thoughts you repeat strengthen those pathways until they become your default way of seeing the world. Have you ever wondered why some people see opportunities everywhere while others see only obstacles? It's not that they live in different worlds. They've developed different neural wiring that filters their experience. When you consciously affirm, everything comes to me with ease, you begin building new neural pathways that support that reality. Your brain, likely conditioned to struggle through years of programming, begins to construct alternative routes. The more emotion and sensory detail you bring into the affirmation, the stronger those new pathways become. That's why saying an affirmation once with deep feeling can be more effective than mindlessly repeating it 100 times. Your brain responds more powerfully to emotional intensity than to repetition. When you fully feel the relief, gratitude, and openness that come with receiving easily, your brain flags that as significant and prioritizes building neural support for that new model. Beyond your brain, this affirmation also works on the level of your energetic field. According to bioenergetics, your body generates electromagnetic fields that extend beyond your physical form. These fields are influenced by your thoughts and emotions, creating patterns that interact with the energy around you. When you dwell on thoughts of struggle, your energy field becomes contracted and disorganized. But when you affirm ease and actually feel it in your body, your energy field expands and becomes more coherent. This coherence is critical. Research on heart-brain coherence shows that when the rhythms of your heart and brain synchronize, you enter a state of elevated functioning. Your immune system strengthens, stress hormones decrease, and your ability to think clearly improves. Even more fascinating, this coherent state seems to increase what some researchers call favorable synchronicities in your external world. What does this mean in practice? When you affirm, "Everything comes to me with ease," and truly feel it in your body, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your electromagnetic signature. And since everything in the universe is essentially energy interacting with energy, this shift can change what you attract and how situations unfold around you. This isn't pseudoscience. It's the frontier where quantum physics meets human consciousness. At the quantum level, particles behave differently when observed. Your focused attention literally affects the behavior of energy and matter. When you shift from expecting struggle to expecting ease, you change how you observe and interact with the quantum field of possibility around you. Does this mean everything in your life will become easy overnight? Not necessarily. But it means you'll start moving along paths of least resistance, noticing solutions you previously overlooked, and discovering that the right people, resources, and opportunities show up with surprising timing. Isn't it worth trying just to see what happens when you bring your mind and energy field into alignment with the possibility of ease? The core of her teaching is simple. Your mind is constantly creating your experience through your beliefs and expectations. When you affirm, "Everything comes to me with ease," you're not trying to manipulate reality by force of will. You're aligning yourself with a more supportive belief system. Have you ever considered how many of your current struggles might be the result of beliefs you never consciously chose? This awareness gives you immense power. You can examine the results in your life and trace them back to the thoughts that created them. If certain areas of your life feel consistently difficult, whether it's health, money, or relationships, you can be sure there's a corresponding mindset driving that experience. And the wonderful news is these patterns can often be changed more easily than we expect. The power of the mind goes beyond just positive thinking. It's about recognizing that your thoughts are real energetic forces that affect your physical body, your decisions, and even the circumstances that seem to happen to you. When you understand this connection, you begin to take greater responsibility for your mental environment. Ask yourself, how would you treat your thoughts if you truly believed they determine your life experience? Would you keep feeding your mind thoughts of struggle, limitation, and fear? Or would you become more intentional, choosing thoughts that support ease, abundance, and well-being? The affirmation we're discussing today is so powerful because it addresses a foundational belief, the belief that life must be hard, and replaces it with the possibility of ease. This isn't about denying problems or avoiding necessary growth. It's about realizing that struggle is not a requirement for value or success. Some of the most meaningful and impressive achievements can unfold with surprising ease when we are in alignment with our true path. Could it be that the struggle you're experiencing isn't a necessary part of success, but simply the result of resisting your natural flow? The idea that one focused affirmation could change your life might seem exaggerated until you consider some fascinating principles from quantum physics. At the subatomic level, the universe operates very differently than what we experience in everyday life. One of the most astonishing discoveries in quantum physics is that particles exist in a state of probability until they are observed, a phenomenon known as the observer effect. What does this have to do with affirmations? Potentially everything. If observation affects how energy takes form in physical reality, then your focused attention, your mental observation, can influence how possibilities unfold into your actual experience. Have you ever considered that your expectations might literally be shaping what happens to you at the quantum level? Another important quantum concept is entanglement, the discovery that particles that have interacted remain connected regardless of distance. This suggests a universe where everything is fundamentally interconnected in ways we're only beginning to understand. If everything is connected, then changing your inner state through a powerful affirmation might indeed have a ripple effect on your entire experience. An emerging field of quantum biology now explores how quantum processes may operate in living systems. Some researchers suggest that consciousness itself might be a quantum phenomenon, which could explain why intention seems to produce effects that go beyond what classical physics can explain. Could your conscious intention create quantum effects that reorganize the energy patterns of your life? While we should be cautious not to overstate what science can prove right now, these new areas of research offer intriguing ways to understand why practices like focused affirmations may produce results that feel almost magical. The gap between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge physics, it seems to be closing. The most important thing isn't whether we fully understand the mechanism, but whether we're willing to test it for ourselves. Quantum physics teaches us that the universe is far more responsive to consciousness than we once believed. If you approach the affirmation, "Everything comes to me with ease," as a focused quantum observation, rather than just words, you might be amazed at how reality reorganizes around this new point of focus.